Hey YouTubers, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to do a quick video here just to share a few records with you. Nothing too long, nothing too big, just kind of a quick hello and just kind of sharing some stuff. Playing in the background, Rage Against the Machine. Actually, I'm going to turn this down some because I just tried to film it a minute ago, and where the camera's sitting, it was drowning out my voice last time, so I don't want to screw up the video again. But anyway, that was Rage Against the Machine, if you could still hear it all. Obviously, you guys know them very well. One of the really great bands from the 90s. They were always kind of lumped into the whole, that rock rap mix thing that was going on at the time. Which, I mean, obviously they were a part of that, but even then, Rage was always still something a little bit different than what a lot of those bands were doing back then with the whole rock rap combination thing. There was just so much uniqueness in that band. Were so easy to pull out. You could hear metal in there. You could hear obviously the hip hop and rap influence. You could also hear strong blues influences. You could hear strong soul influences. I mean, they just took like every form of music out there and just figured out how to make it mesh. I mean, anytime you got a guy pretty much scratching on a electric guitar, I mean, you pretty much mixed genres to the maximum amount. So anyway, that's Rage. But let me just kind of show you a few things here really quick. And I hope I can hold this at an angle where the sun's not hitting it off that window over there. But Todd Rundgren's Utopia. Really good album there, especially side one. Just a very good, almost just to say like a good musical piece, period. So if you haven't heard that album before, make sure you check it out. Next, we got Rick James, Come Get It. Some early Rick from 1978. And Rick James is always one of my favorite R&B artists. He reminds me a lot of one of my other favorite groups from the 80s, which was Cameo. And I say that because both of them were that really unique stuff from the 80s, where it was kind of, yes, we're R&B / funk type band, but we're going to set our own rules. And Rick James is another one of those artists, just like Cameo, that I always define as kind of the rebellious rock group of the R&B scene at the time, because that's exactly the way that he was. So and this album has Mary Jane and You and I on it, so just kind of was a hint to come of what Rick was going to bring in the future. Next, we have Jackson 5's Greatest Hits. Again, I hope I'm holding this with no glare. And this is just kind of one of those must-haves inside of your collections. I mean, it has everything on here from I Want You Back to The Love You Save, ABC, Who's Loving You, Never Say Goodbye. I mean, pretty much anything you want from the Jackson 5 is on there. Next we have Fushnikers, which is the 12-inch single to Breakdown. I used to bump this a lot back in college. I played the heck out of this. Matter of fact, I still have the 12-inch CD from college. And so that's just the 12-inch single. And again, it's just kind of some good stuff of what was going on in the early to mid-90s as far as hip-hop goes. This was right about the time where hip-hop started to take its downfall. This is one of the groups, I think, that was really trying to keep it on track, but after the mid-90s, hip-hop just went somewhere very nasty, but we're going to have to get into that. Next, Steely Dan, Gold, just basically her greatest hits. So my two favorite songs on this particular album would probably be Hey 19 and Green Earrings, I would think. My two favorites off that. Next, we got the History of British Rock. Nice 2 LP set. This just has a lot of different random things on there. Everything from, Layla by Derek and the Dominoes, Wild Thing by the Trogs, Hitchin' a Ride by Vanity Fair, Do I Diddy, Manfred Mann, Sunshine of Your Love, Cream, and You Really Got Me by the Kinks. So, I mean, just a bunch of different stuff. Donovan, the Beatles, Bee Gees. So a really good mixture of British rock. So And you guys probably remember me ranting on about this guy a little while ago. It's about a year or so ago. I really got on a big kick with him. But R.L. Burnside, very, very good blues player, a good blues artist, I should say. And he did most of his, like most of the recordings and everything that you'll hear and records you'll see in the store today are stuff that he did kind of later in his life. He was a lot older. And this is actually some early recordings from 1968 that he did. That's on a recent release. So, again, just some more RL. And if you have not heard of him, make sure you check him out because he has some good stuff. I definitely love RL. Next, we got the man, Hank Mobley, Thinking of Home. And again, what can you say? It's just, Mobley and Coltrane. I can never get enough of either one of those. It's just another very good piece by him. I love the cover too. It's just another one of those classic Blue Note covers. And this is the one of those Blue Note reissues that I love so much too. They're never really that expensive, and they're always just good heavy cardboard covers, and they use the classic Blue Note label with 180 gram vinyl. I've never been disappointed with any of these Blue Note reissues. They're always just fantastic. Now I don't have a lot of like Coltrane, Mobley, or anything on the original Blue Note release, so I can't really make a strong comparison as far as sound goes. But there's never been anything that's ever disappointed me about these Blue Note reissues, especially the price, because they're always so cheap for new vinyl. Now the next one here, this is one that I was playing around on the net and saw that this guy was doing an in-store at a local record store, and it already started like an hour or so before, but I rushed down there and I actually caught him on the very last song and had a chance to meet him and get my album signed by him. And that is Mike Doughty, Yes and Also Yes. You can see that's kind of his very almost plain elementary signature there. But still, it was kind of cool meeting him and getting a chance to have him sign my LP there, which was nice. So it's nice to have another one in the autograph collection. 12-inch single, Pet Shop Boys, Where the Streets Have No Name, the cover of U2's song. And it's just more good Pet Shop Boys. They always do great covers. And my two favorite by them, without question, is Where the Streets Have No Name and then Always on My Mind. So definitely good stuff to have. Then I forgot to put a sleeve on this one yet, but the Supremes, and this at the Copa. It's kind of a live recording of them at the Copa, which is really kind of a big deal because the Copa was like one of the places that especially as a black artist, if you made it to the Copa and had the opportunity to play there, that was a pretty freaking big deal. Like, not only did it say where you had gone to in your career, but then it also was kind of a huge key to validating and increasing your crossover at that point in time in terms of, white and black audiences. So this was the Supremes' performance at the Copa. And then last but not least, this right here, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band box set, live from 1975 to 85, 5 LP set. In my opinion, nothing really spectacular. It's something good that you should have in your collection, but by far not like the best Bruce Springsteen recordings ever or anything of that nature. Typically you'll find these in most places. There's a lot of them always floating around. They're not difficult to find. They'll be $9 or $10 is about what you'll see on the average sticker price. But even after all these years, I was not willing to pay that much for it. But I think I got this one for like $3 or something like that. So I went ahead and picked it up. And all 5 vinyl are in great condition, all the inserts and everything. So it's nice to finally have it in the collection. But anyway, so those are the vinyl I wanted to share with you. I will be back this afternoon to try to make a couple other videos because I still need to do responses to Mr. Fart Boy's thread, 12-inch vinyl thread, and there was one other one too, and I cannot remember off the top of my head. I have to go back and look on my saved videos or whatever. And there was something else I wanted to ask you guys as well, because this might be something that can maybe help me out if you know. One thing I haven't been doing a lot of lately is responding to the comments that you guys are leaving at the bottom of my videos. And one of the reasons why is I've always had like this weird thing in the back of my head where if I respond to one, I feel like I have to respond to all of them, because otherwise I feel like I'm like disrespecting people or whatever. So I've been kind of doing responses mainly to private messages and not just to all the comments. But one of the reasons why I haven't been responding to the comments on the individual video is because if I do a reply and I type in the comment or type in the response, and then I want to go down to the next person and do a reply, it won't let me open up a reply box. I actually have to click and go away from the video and then come back to the video to be able to open a reply box for the next person. So you can imagine you put up a new video and you get like 17 responses. To have to do a response, click, go out of the video, come back to it, get back to that person, click, and go back and forth. It takes like forever just to respond to 10 people. So I guess I don't pay that much attention to how all this stuff works on YouTube and all that. So if any of you know what causes that, or how I can change some settings where I can just go straight down the line and respond, that would be great. Let me know so I can be more active in responding to your guys' comments. But I do read every single one of them, and I appreciate them all as always. And love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. All right, take care, VC.